Parashat
Vayetzei.
Vayetze. Your parasha? Mazal tov. Mazal tov. Yaakov that escaped from his brother in the house of his father after he was threatened with death, or he knew, needs to start everything from scratch, from the beginning. And his starting point is very difficult. It's not difficult. He's alone. He's afraid to his life. And he has to continue going and keep on going. And where the distance that he had to go, it's pretty far, and he needs the powers for that. And then all of a sudden, he goes and he dreams a dream. He has a dream. And the dream says, "Ve'ineh sulam mutzav arza ve'rosho magia shamai." There's a ladder that's placed on the ground, but the head of the ladder is in the heavens. The dream that he's dreaming really comes to express his fears, right? And in his dream, he gets an answer that kind of pushes away his dreams. And Chazal says that the sulam is a parallel to the person himself, which is a creature that stands on the ground, but his neshama, his soul, always wants to go up to the upper worlds. That's the remedy of the sulam. The earthiness, desires, work, trabajo, family, and all the things that you deal every single day, this is mutzav arza, stationed in the earth. Mutzav, stationed, placed. Mutzav in Hebrew also is to fortify. So it's like you are fortified by those things, up, down, you can't really move. But the desires that he had, not the desire, the yearning that he had, the tefillah, the musar that he had, emunah, and the desire to grow and to develop, that is Rosho Mutzav L'Shamayim. His head is in the heavens. We need to understand that. So Yaakov dreams he has this dream that comes from his fear, and he really gets a promise from God, which is a tremendous promise, that this land, by the way, anybody knows which land? The land of Israel. The land of Israel, exactly. The land of Israel is going to be his and his descendants after him. And it's going to be fruitful and multiply, and Hashem is going to go with him wherever he goes. And it says, "Va'eneh anochi imecha," here I'm with you. "Ushmarticha bechol asher telech," and I will guard you in anything that you go. "Ve'shevuticha el ha'adama azot," because I will bring you back to this land. "Ki lo azveka ad asher im asiti et asher dibarti lach," and I'm going to make sure that this is going to go exactly as I promised you. The Zohar explains to us here on the power of Torah itself. The Torah is also known as Etz Chaim, right? The tree of life. To who? Lamachzikim ba. It becomes a tree of life for those who actually cherish it and hold it and practice and learn it. The Torah teaches the person to go in what we call derech haemet, in the path of the truth. In other words, derech haemet starts with connecting to who you really are. To who you really are. And that even if chas v'shalom there is a death sentence that a person was decreed upon, everything is being removed and is being taken away from him. Only if you stay truthful. I'm going to tell you something, guys. Today was a difficult day. I spoke to 2 different people in Israel. I was kind of helping them out. Both of them, their fathers are in state of advanced Alzheimer's and delusion. And you really see something that it is very frightening. And what is frightening is that in a situation like this, at the end, the true person comes out. When you get older, you get all this thing, the true person comes out, who you really are inside, because now you don't have the mental capacity to put up all those barricades and facades about who you told us you are. Now we really see who you are. And I'm going to tell you, most part is not a pleasant sight. To prevent this, start working on yourselves. Start building up your own character, work on your midot, because it's going to come out one way or another. It was today very long and heartfelt conversations that I had with two different individuals. Therefore, a person needs to, what we call la'asok, right? La'asok b'divrei Torah. Not just lilmod, not only to learn. La'asok, to be busy with it all the time, to toil with it all the time in all aspects that you do. As much as you would run a business, you need to know exactly what everything is doing. This is how you have to do when it comes to Torah. We make the bracha la'asok b'divrei Torah, not just lilmod and so on and so forth. And then you have to be osek b'Torah, yomam v'layla, to really put his laws or whatever the Torah teaches you to work. Make it practical. So when Yaakov goes there and he prays, right, we need to understand something about tefillah, about prayer. When a prayer is done from a place of anger, when prayer is done from a place of fear, frustration, feeling as of a victim, right, or to this point, a place of selfishness, the chance that you're going to get what you want is close to none. It's very simple. And that's another lesson to life. We complain way too much. Nobody, and I'm going to tell you this straight out, nobody wants to hear a complainer. Nobody wants to hear a whiner. I think another reason today why there is such a problem of girls finding guys, because the guys don't stop complaining like old ladies, or like whining cats. They just complain and just get up and do something.
It's our fault, not theirs.
No, it's your fault. Yeah, stop complaining. Nobody put a gun to your head and says, "Oh, please complain." We complain all the time. Something is bothering you. Get up and do it. Fix it. That's what you expect as of a man. Get up and do it. People today, believe me, don't know how to change a light bulb.
I don't know how to change the light bulb, honestly.
You're kidding me.
A light bulb?
Right, get up.
I can probably
how about changing oil in your car? How about fixing a flat tire? Changing a wheel in your car.
Let's not go there.
That's why we all fail in more complicated tasks, like being a father. You need to know these things, right? So we need to really connect to a place of receiving in order to give. Lekabel al menat le'ashpia, so we could influence positively around us. We have to come to a place of love and joy and certainty to walk in the light of ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. When you do that, things are a little different. By the way, that's really when we talk about Parashat Vayetzei, when we talk about the Haftarah talks about Cheskiyahu and the whole entire thing, and that's why it says Vayesev Cheskiyahu panav el akir, and he turned his face to the wall, right? Why? Because he's willing to give up to what he seems in his eyes to be the right thing. He's turning his eyes to the wall, and instead of fighting for what he thinks is right, his preferences is really to connect to the light, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, without any conditions, without any kind of calculations that are not really, that don't really belong to that matter. Your own personal cheshbonot or calculations don't really apply when that's God's will. It's a very difficult thing to do. So he's facing to the wall, so he doesn't see the whole. People are saying to him, he's about to say something, and you know how it is. Somebody says, no, don't say, don't. Or, no, Let me make the decision by myself. Many times that happened to us. We make decisions. We talk also too much. We talk way too much. We talk to anybody. People even talk to their dogs. We talk too much. You have a question, something's not clear, take yourself somebody who is going to be your mentor, ask him a question, clarify it, and move on. Do it and move on. The way we talk. It's not because we really want to hear the answer. We just want to hear ourselves talking. That's why nothing gets done. That's procrastination 101. Get up and do something, right? So when he's doing that, when Chizkiyahu does, there's all of a sudden there is a miracle that really changes the whole laws of creation, as they say. Right? And he gets another 15 years of life, and he's really able to save Jerusalem from falling down in the hands of the Assyrian army. Just because he was willing to do the right thing. Are you willing to do the right thing to save our people? Are you? Are we? All of us? So when Yaakov goes out to his journey from the comfort of his parents' house, right? And a place where he feels very secure. He's like a prince. He is the goody boy. Everybody loves him.
Golden child. The
golden child, right? The poster kid of the Middle East over there, Yaakov. He goes to a place of darkness. Now he has to run like a thief for his life in the darkness, and it's cold. To the unknown, which is a very difficult thing to go. You don't know the unknown. This is a very difficult situation. Very difficult situation. But now let me allow him, please, to teach you something. In Kabbalah, that moment of difficulty, when you now gotta throw everything out, when you're going into the unknown, there's some really magic on going to the unknown.
You saying like excitement?
No. It's a chance to go on a journey. Like, for example, if I'm going to tell you, I don't know what you're going to say. I really don't know what you're going to say. But I'm going to tell you like this. I give you an option now. You're going to go on some cruise to the Caribbeans, all included, right? For how many days?
2 weeks.
14 days. Okay, 2 weeks. Okay, 14. Yeah. You see, I knew you were going to say it. By the way, I'm willing to bet that if you're going to think about 3 numbers, I'm going to be able to tell you which numbers you were thinking of. You want to try this later?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll believe that we'll try this later.
Plan it during Arvit and then after.
No, after Arvit. So you're going to go for 14 days on a cruise to the Caribbeans, right? Caribbeans, all included, provocative bathing suits and all.
Where do I sign up?
Or wait a minute, or Zalman is life over there because you know what's coming. I'm going to give you a 4x4 vehicle of your choice to go to the desert on dirt roads for 2 weeks, all alone.
You keep the vehicle?
No.
Oh.
But you're gonna keep the boat?
No, but that's different. You're a guest.
Here also, I'm giving you a car of your choice.
I thought so. It's like
you want a Rubicon, you want a 4Runner, you want a GX 470.
No,
you know, nice. No, Rabbi 4 over there, Rav 4. You know, no, right? For me, it's not a question.
This is unknown.
Yeah, unknown. Mm-hmm. That's why I told you sometimes I go on trips, I deliberately get lost. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm in the United States. There's nothing to worry about. Fill up a gas and you just drive. You find things that you never knew before. I mean, again, all these places that you went to is places that I sent you because I went there deliberately not knowing where I'm going. I like to explore things. So, but in Kabbalah, that moment, that difficult moment that you have to leave everything behind, that you're going to the unknown, and now it's hard for you, and it's cold for you, and it's difficult for you, that moment is called the moment of breaking the vessel, Shevirat HaKelim. breaking the vessel. Now Shevira, exactly. Now Shevira in this case is not a punishment. Is not a punishment, but rather a necessity for growth. It's a necessity to growth. Sometimes the neshama needs to come out of its comfort zone to discover its all internal light that is there, like a candle that you cannot see it in the daylight, but you need to turn off the light to actually realize the candle is there. I'll tell you something. I heard it. It's a beautiful thing. Good afternoon. It's a beautiful thing that I heard from Rav Twardsky. He was talking about the example of a lobster, right? I loved it. He said the lobster has a shell on it, and then the lobster grows, and the shell is very tight, so it goes to the rock, it kind of breaks the shell breaks, and then he develops another one that fits his size, and then when this one gets tight, it goes in and it rubs on the rock, it breaks it, and so on and so forth. What allows the lobster to grow is the discomfort of the shell on him. We don't like to grow. Don't tell me I'm turned off spiritually because you don't want to grow. You would rather sit in your home with a sweater, with your furry slippers, and get fat and whatever it is than to go out and do something. Whether it's to go jogging, or where it's to go to challenge yourself and so on and so forth. Why do you think so many people stay in places when they know it's bad? It's bad. Why are you staying? Why are you staying? Because you are in love with the comfort. And therefore that comfort would prevent you from growing. What allows you to grow is that breaking of the vessel. So Yaakov goes out at night, and a night is a state of mind. A night is a time when a person can hear his internal voice, and sometimes it's a painful voice. As they say, listen, say what you say, but you gotta go sleep with yourself, right? What do you mean? Because at night, when everybody turns the light off, and all the bonanza of noises and whatever is going on around you is out. If you cannot be with yourself, honest enough, you can fall asleep. You have sleepless nights. And then you think it's like something else, or this, or blue light. It's nothing blue light. There's nothing, your coffee that you drink. You can't live with yourself. You're doing something that you're not happy with. So that's the time. Night is the time that you should be with you. That's the time that represents the time to yourself. And sometimes you are lonely at the night. Without the noise of others. We always like to have other people, whether it's music or some noise around. We're afraid to be alone. But come on, man, you're not 3 years old. Grow up of it. Grow up from it. Grow up from this thing. And then it says, Ve'ineh Hashem nitzav alav, and all of a sudden God is upon him. And the comfort of a broken neshama, of a suffering neshama, is maybe this pasuk, which probably is one of the most comforting pasuk in the whole entire Torah. Yaakov is all alone. There is fog. There is fear. There's the unknown. There's an unknown future. What's going to be? He doesn't know where he is. What's going to be his way? And exactly there, in a surprising maneuver, all of a sudden God is upon him. And that has to do with you as well. It says in the Zohar, Let atar panui mineh. There is no place vacant from God. Not even a place of loneliness. God is there also with you. You just need to pick your eyes and just realize that God is there with you. Gam ki elech begeitz al mavet lo yirara. Even if I walk in the valley of death, I'm not going to be afraid. Why? Ki ata imadi. Ata imadi. You're with me. And why? What? Shiftecha or mishantecha emei nachamoni. Shiftecha is the hardship that you bring upon me. That's my nechama. Because I know you there. I know you will give me this hardship so I can grow, so I could develop. And that's my comfort. That's exactly what Yaakov Avinu was going through.
What if you do that and you don't feel any growth?
So get yourself a mentor that will guide you through that and will be able to help you to open your eyes. It's as simple as that. there is some, if you cannot see it, somebody to tell you, listen, what you're seeing is actually that, and this is really what it means. Now, the Shekhinah, Kadosh Baruch Hu, is revealing only to a person when he is, as we say, and when would it happen to him? On the stones, right? On the stone that he, on the rock that he took, right? And on the way, right? Just in the middle, when he feels, what's the matter with your hand? I thought you want to say something. Just when he feels that he's Vayetze, he's out of his place, I'm out of my comfort zone, I'm out of my thing, right? I came out, Vayetze, also Yetze mi'atzmo, you come out of really who you are, you're able to undress yourself from all the masks that you put on in front of everybody else, and now you can stand as you are in front of God. Vayetze Yaakov is the secret of coming out from the light that comes from the source, all the way down to this world. So he was able to reveal all the shields around him that really prevent from the light of Hashem penetrating into his neshama. So if you go and you see that it's not, there probably still some klipot, some filters that prevent from the light to really penetrate inside of you. Our job is to break this klipot. That's what we need to do. The Zohar in Vayetze also says that is hinting that Yaakov is really Tiferet, what we call Tiferet, which in terms of the Sferot is Tiferet, and it's called Amudah de'emtziata. In other words, that's the central pillar, right? Because we have Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, right? Avraham is Chesed, Yitzchak is Din, Yaakov is right in the middle, right? And then it comes out from, where does it come up? It comes out from the Binah. And what is the Binah represented of? Be'er Sheva, from Be'er Sheva. And then he goes down to Nukba. He goes to the feminine attribute, and that's called Haran. Vayetze Yaakov, right? And Yaakov came out. That's when the Tiferet came down to fix the Nukba, to fix it. I'll explain to you later in terms of Kabbalah, right? And where does it go? Where does it go? Yesod. It goes from Be'er Sheva. So Be'er Sheva, what's Sheva? Which means the 7 lower Sferot in the neshama of Yaakov Avinu, which is the place of the shlemut, right? From where? Of Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet. Yaakov goes out from Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, all the way down to Haran, Mishon Haran, Mishon Charon Af, anger, and so on and so forth, which is the place of the Klipot. And Tiferet goes down to, all the way down to, let's say, to Malchut, to really do the Birur Nitzatzot, to do this, to separation, the assortment between good and bad, to separate, to keep only what is good and to throw what is really bad. And we say, En yerida, ela letzorech aliyah. You go down, so you go up. So if you're feeling right now that you are on the way down, stop, take a good look, and start climbing up. The reason why you want, that's why Rav Nachman Breslov said, right? You can't just go up and up and up and up and up and up. You're going to get tired. You're going to fall down. You go up 2 steps, you go down a step. You go up 2 steps, you go down a step. You go up, so on and so forth. The same thing as an arrow. When you take the arrow, right, and you take the arrow, and in order to shoot the arrow forward, you need to pull it backwards. And the more resistance on the arrow pulled backwards, the further the arrow will go forward. That's the way it works. Don't give up. Don't give up. So people fall. But that's a part of the process. But don't fall in love with the sin to the point that you're going to say, it's beyond me to fix it. That's a loser mentality. I don't think I'm talking to losers here. And that's what I'm talking. There's no such thing. Oh, it's not for me. It's I missed the train. That's not an acceptable excuse. Not from you guys. I don't want to hear it. So the Tikkun HaKlipot, right? Tikkun HaKlipot is the building of Malchut, fixing Malchut. It's preparing the Shefa, or the ability of the Shefa, the abundance, to come back to the Atzilut, to kind of recycle it to the Atzilut, all the way up, in perfection. It goes down, and then things get distorted along the way. Our job is to take it from all the way down, fix it, and then bring it up. Just same thing as we come to our neshama. We are come to this world pure. The light came from Atzilut pure. Goes down. And then as we go out with years, we get a little distorted. Our job, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us a chesed. He gave us the process of tshuva, is to fix it and to be able to bring the neshama back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as He gave it to us pure. So that's the reward. After all the journey that your neshama did, you still stay pure. That's how you're going to be measured your reward in terms of that. And that's a tremendous thing, right? So, but in order to do so, he prays. But even tefillah, that tefillah, you has to have tefillah. Things don't go without talking to God. You need to have a relationship. But that tefillah really represents not just give me, but it really represents perfection. It reflects emunah, belief. You pray because you believe that God listens to you. You believe that God is the master of the universe. But you can only say that when you are shalem, when you whole inside, when you really believe that. Not because that's how you were raised, or that's how everybody is around you. You really need to believe that. Because if you don't believe, if you have doubts about the existence of God and so on and so forth, it doesn't make a difference how much you move in your davening and you move like this, how many words you say and how many times you roll your eyes. It doesn't go anywhere. You don't believe a word you're saying. Sorry. Doesn't work. You gotta be truthful. And tefillah or prayer, which we kind of beg, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the purpose of tefillah is really to change us, the person who is praying, not to change God or not to change God's mind. Right? And if you think that you can change God's mind, you're wrong. I think maybe even, I would say that's borderline idol worshipping. And that, you're going to tell me, well, Moshe Rabbeinu said, blah, 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 so he prayed on behalf of Klal Yisrael. If you would please want to, and he says, okay, salachti kidvarecha. But still we're paying for it. We're still paying for what Am Yisrael did. And that prayer allows us to open up and to change the examples or whatever comes to our way in which our life operates. It allows us, that prayer from a good place basically changes your life. And that is, first of all, what we learn here, that what we're talking about through basically the whole entire Torah is ability to change yourself. And that's what Moshe Rabbeinu has a whole portion in the Torah that's dedicated Vayetchanan to beg God to change. Now I'm changing myself. I want to change myself. That if we were not able to make that change, and we were not going to be able to change, we're going to be stuck in the same situation in which we asked to be rescued from. Right? It's like you're going on a trail somewhere with your 4x4, whichever you pick, and you miscalculated a place, and now you got stuck in the mud. You didn't get yourself Max Trax or whatever it is over there. You don't have the cord to pull you out. So now you're going to call a walkie-talkie, somebody to pull you out. So finally somebody comes and you're able to pull you out. And as he pulls you back, you decide, okay, I'm going to go forward. And guess what? You're going to the same place that you just came out from. Now, why? I mean, can't you just go back or turn around? Or why again? Or we just pulled you out of there. That's exactly what happens to us when we don't change. The Kabbalah teaches us that a person is a pipe, is a delivering apparatus, which through him goes the ratzon up. When I'm asking, Hashem goes up, and then the shefa, the abundance, goes down. It's like in physics, right? What I'm asking is going up, and then based on that, it comes down to the world. And that's what the Mekubalim explain the pasuk, Malachei Elokim Olim, right? The angels go up, right? Which is our thoughts, our wishes, our intent in which we direct up, V'yordimbo, and then they come down exactly for what you ask. If you ask for good, Shefa, and inspiration will come down. The bracha will come back to you exactly reflecting what you sent up. You wish bad on somebody, it's gonna come back to you. Life is like a garden. You plant cucumbers, you get cucumbers. You plant potatoes, you get potatoes. But you're not going to plant tomatoes and you're going to get squash. That's not going to happen. Whatever you pour into the world will pour back into you. Whatever you ask from God, God will bring it to you. You ask for the klal, you're part of the general people, you'll get it. You ask for somebody bad, that will come to you. Not immediately, that's on God terms when it's going to come. But that's what's going to come to you. By the way, this shiur is Leilui Nishmat Simcha ben Rivka. Boker Tov, al tishan. Right? So you got to be very careful what you're asking, right? So Yaakov wakes up from his dream with tremendous confidence in himself and in the path, and in order to go into the journey, but he's willing to completely commit himself to that only if he's going to get a specific invitation or promise, right? Or that's going to happen. It says, Vayidor Yaakov neder, and Yaakov made a vow, לאמור, אם יהיה אלוהים עמדי ושמרני בדרך הזה אשר אנוכי הולך, ונתן לי לחם לאכול ובגד, if God will guard me and will guide me and will give me food and water and clothing to wear, right? And so on and so forth, right? You take care of me I'll be able to survive, and you allow me to come back whole, back to my father's house, then the covenant will take place. Right? So with the vision of the new journey, he wants this clear promise that's going to get what he needs, because he knows what he needs for the journey, right? So in a way, he's asking like a contract, straight contract. After he declared that he believes in God, he says, "Listen, but I need some kind of a contract, right?" And he negotiates very, very well, right? And only then he puts the matzeva, the tomb, the stone, in a place that it's called Bet El, which is a sign for the covenant between him and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then this is where we get the whole source for Maaser, that we give and so on. But when Yaakov runs away from his father's house and is running again from his brother and he's alone in the desert and so on and so forth, as we said, then the big dream comes. The big dream comes, and the message is as follows. Sometimes, in the moments when a person goes out from his comfort zone, gates that were until now closed, spiritual gates that were now closed, and even realized that they were available to him, would open up to him. You can't become spiritual when you are comfortable. And the ladder appears not in a palace, not in his father's tent, but on a hard soil, on hard ground, with a stone under your head. So is in life. Dafka, specifically in the lower places, the imperfect places, this is the place in which you now can start climbing up. The Midrash tells us on Yaakov, HaKadosh Baruch Hu nitzav me'al ha'adam, right? That it says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is over the person and escorts him even in the most difficult journeys of his life. Yaakov goes out alone, and he comes back with a house. He comes back with a whole bunch of tribes. As a beginning of a nation. He comes back with confidence. So even if a person, listen, it's hard. Don't worry about it. You need to go out to this journey. You need to leave your parents' house. You cannot marry a woman and become one with her if you're still with your parents. That's what the Bereshit says. You need to go on your own. To be on your own. I'm sure mommy loves you, and I'm sure you love mommy too. It's enough already. How long can mommy do laundry for you? Or the cleaning lady for that matter. It's enough. You and we all have it too good. we get everything we want, we don't have to work hard for anything, and we become spoiled, rotten, and absolutely not spiritual. It's too good. שנאמר, וישמן ישורון ויבעט. Right? Yeshurun, Am Yisrael, becomes fat, and then he kicks the bucket. Says, no, I don't need this anymore. I'm too good. See, I did it. You don't want it to be taken away from you, step out of your comfort zone. One way to comfort zone to say, listen, I don't know enough. I might be a very smart businessman, a lawyer, an accountant, whatever, doctor, but I need to come to Bet Medrash to learn. Why are you so embarrassed to learn? Why are you so embarrassed to say, I don't know how to learn Gemara? Rabbi Akiva wasn't. You know why Rabbi Akiva became Rabbi Akiva? Because at 40 years old, he said, told his wife, listen, I want to learn. She said, go learn. Said, I don't know how to read. She said, go to Kita Aleph. So he went. You know how old was Rabbi Akiva?
40.
40 years old, sitting down in first grade. Aleph, Bet, he didn't know how to read. But he became Rabbi Akiva. He became Rabbi Akiva. If you are too comfortable, you're not going to become anything. Even Bilam, you need to learn how to become a Bilam. So now, and this is by the way, the remes for all of us. If a person does not go to this journey, even if the road is dark, you should know that there is an eye that watches you. There is a God that guards you, directs you. And this is, by the way, the destiny of Am Yisrael. This is who we are. We only grow from hardship because we need to become spiritual. And that's only going to come when it's going to be hard for us. Yaakov takes a rock, which is the hardest thing, the most lifeless thing out there, a rock. And then he makes it into a mizbeach, he makes an altar out of it. The Mekubalim says the stone represents the heart of a person. Yesh anashim im lev shel even. There are people with a heart of stone, but there are stones with the heart of a man. We are not willing to listen to one another. We have a heart of stone. Go to the kotel, the stones have a heart of a man. They listen to everybody that comes to talk to them. That's the Mekubalim says the lev is the heart of the person. When it's wrapped with pain. But Yaakov shows us that the heart is not broken for nothing. When a person sanctifies the pain, what does it mean sanctify? He doesn't fall in love with the pain, but he derives power and inspiration from the pain. He doesn't push the pain away. He accepts it and directs it. He in turn takes the pain and turns it into a prayer. Then he takes a stone and makes it into a Bet El, to the house of God. He takes pain and he turns it into a temple, into a mikdash. Sometimes the soul needs to go out in order to come back higher. Through the darkness, the ladders are being built, and from the stone, a temple will be built. Shabbat Shalom.